Hey guys, so today I am going to be testing MLM makeup companies. If you don't know what an MLM is, it is a multi-level marketing business, or a lot of people would call it a pyramid scheme, although technically pyramid schemes are illegal, but that doesn't necessarily mean that the multi-level marketing companies don't necessarily work in the shape of a triangle. Usually how these companies work is there will be one person sort of on top that will recruit a couple people that will also recruit a couple people that will recruit more people, and then you just kind of end up in this nice little triangle. This video is not to hate on MLMs or anything like that, but I've been wanting to do this video for a long time, and a lot of you have been wanting me to do this video as well. I've gotten quite a few comments about trying these particular brands, and so I thought that I would do so. Before we really get into the video, I am so sorry if I am looking at the viewfinder, which I know is like, I'm looking at it now. I got a new camera and now the viewfinder is to the side opposed to normally right on top. So it is going to take some getting used to, so I do apologize, but let me know how you guys like the quality. I feel like my background looks pretty good. The quality looks pretty good. I'm super happy with it. I think this is my first time filming with it, so fingers crossed that everything looks good and this video gets up. So anyway, let's just get right into the video. So the first brand I'm going to be trying is Younique, and I'm specifically going to be trying their foundation. I don't know if any of you have seen these types of videos, but personally the only things I've ever really heard about Younique are when representatives are trying to get me to promote their product or them. Because you can only buy these products from representatives. You can't buy them from a specific site, which is why it's kind of taken me a while to do this video, because I've kind of had a hard time finding a representative that doesn't know me per se, because whenever I would ask someone about getting samples or something like that, they would automatically get very, very pushy about promoting them specifically. And I personally don't really love the MLM format. I know that a lot of people sort of get scammed in a way, and I know that there is a lot of false advertising that goes on with an I'm gonna have such a struggle today saying that. False advertising that goes with MLMs. I know that you probably have also seen a video from someone promoting Younique foundation where they draw a Sharpie on their face and then the Younique foundation covers it, and they're going, wow, look at this coverage, when in fact it's not the coverage that's covering up the Sharpie, it's the oils in it that is sort of wiping it away or sort of eating it up. Long story short, I found someone who does not know my Instagram or anything like that, and I got some samples. So for specifics, this is the Younique Touch Mineral Liquid Foundation, and I got the shade Organza. It takes apparently just 5 or 6 drops with a brush, and I must use primer with this foundation. So I have the primer and I have this, and I will be trying that. The other product I will be testing out in this video will be LipSense. I know that you have also probably seen the video with that girl just rubbing away her lips on like a glass or something like that, and it just will not move. I have, however, seen a review of this, except I haven't seen anyone review the glossy one. I got the glossy one because matte, for me, my lips are already dry. I don't need any more dryness on there. I like gloss, so I thought I would get the gloss. So first off, let's start with the Younique primer. Here is the primer. It looks, it is very, very thick. And it said I must use it, so I guess that the foundation must not work without it. So I'm just gonna put, I guess, little bits of this on my face, and I'll rub it in with my hands. If you watched any of my other videos, then you'll know that I really don't like silicone-y feeling primers, and this is exactly what it feels like, but like times 10. This feels like pure silicone almost. I don't know if anyone else is like this, but I'm really weird with texture, and like this sort of like feeling on my hands is sort of making me want to cringe. So as far as this foundation goes, apparently only need 5 or 6 drops. Alright, and I'm just gonna put this on. I don't know how many drops or how much would come out of a dropper per se. So this is supposed to have super good coverage. I don't really have any acne, but I have a lot of redness, if you can't tell. Okay, it says to use sparingly. So this is sparingly for me, so I'm going to take my BH Cosmetics Studio Pro brush. I don't think this one has a specific 4. It's number 4. It looks okay. I would say it evened out my skin almost. I would say that's really light coverage because my redness is still totally showing through. So let's try like a lot more. It's so hard to do this with nails. Okay, I grabbed a different brush so I can just like lather this on my face. Now I'm gonna do now what I would normally put on in foundation, which is, I mean, a bit. That was me using it sparingly. So this is a pretty thin foundation. So there's quite a bit more now. Let's, oh, see, that's a lot better. I think I got a little bit too dark of a shade. Yep, this is definitely going to be too dark. That's fine though. It pretty much blended out. It did blend out really easily, so that was a plus. It didn't take like a lot of working into the skin. Although I feel like it feels really, really slidey. I don't know if it's just the primer, but it feels slidey. And apparently if you must use it with the primer, then I feel like we can judge the foundation on it. Besides the fact that this is definitely too dark of a shade, I feel like it's okay, but it feels really thick. This is just gonna totally be me complaining about the primer the entire time. But I feel like it's not drying down. I don't feel like it's settling. And I keep feeling myself going back and like trying to blend out more because I'm getting creasing right here, which I just don't normally get, like smile line creases. But because it's not settling, it just feels like it's just staying wet on my skin, if that makes sense. And I was thinking maybe I put too much primer on because I'm not used to putting on that much primer or really any that sort of primer at all. But even the parts that didn't get a lot of primer, like my forehead up here and like the sides of my cheeks over here, it still feels really wet and it feels really oily actually, which I feel like is a strange thing. So I will probably powder this. I am going to do a small wear test. I don't know if it's going to be on as long as I would normally have it on, but I'll have it on today until I go to sleep. Same with the lipstick. So let's put on the lipstick now and then we will revisit the foundation to maybe see if it settles, if it just needs some time. So apparently when I was reading on this, it molecularly bonds to your lips, which in my opinion is kind of terrifying. Personally, I don't think that lipstick should molecularly bond to your lips. I remember that one time I got an LA Splash lipstick years ago, like before I even was really doing makeup. And that was by far the most long-lasting lipstick I've ever put on. I could not, for the life of me, get it off. I couldn't get it off with a makeup wipe. I couldn't get it off with oil. And it sort of freaked me out just because, like, it was stuck on there. And I just personally don't know how I feel about something like putting it on and almost being like cement that it will not come off. So maybe prepare to see a small freak out with this later. I got the color Pink Champagne. So you're supposed to go in like one sweeping motions and not go over. Start here. Is it normal to sting a little bit? I feel like it smells almost a little bit like rubbing alcohol. Ow. I would say they're dry, but I didn't notice any cracks or anything like that. I put on chapstick, I put oil on my lips, I try my best, I drink water, but putting this on, it burned. I'm like honestly low-key scared to put it on this lip again. Okay, I'm gonna do it. Yep, it burns. I also feel like there's not that much color coming off. Do you guys feel like that? Do you see that much of a difference? I don't. The only reason I can tell is because I overline my lips. It definitely is very thin and it does dry very fast, but I don't think I could ever get past the fact that this like burned almost. Not almost, it burned. It definitely burned, 100% burned. So I guess this is just something that you're supposed to build up so you can have it as sheer as you want or as opaque as you want. It feels really tight though, pretty dry. This color is very pretty. The color itself is actually very pretty. It's like a really, really good nude. Color, good. I'm pretty sure you're not supposed to put your lips together with this, but I want to show you guys how like sticky it feels. Ready? Oh, look at that color. Oh my god, I still have a fake tattoo. Ready? I wonder if it would get sticky after the gloss like wears off. I'm assuming it's fine if you put it on with like any applicator. Okay. Well, look at the color for this foundation. Looks like someone chopped someone else's head off and put it on top of my body. Okay, so this foundation shade is the second lightest. So I don't know why I'm telling you this, in case you want it, I guess. So here is everything. So now that the lips are done, feels a lot better now. So now let's revisit the foundation. It feels a lot better. It feels like it's settled. I think it needs a little bit more time than I'm used to settle. It's kind of settled on my cheeks, but on my forehead it's still coming off quite a bit. I'm going to go grab a powder and then I'm going to powder my face, because if not, I just feel like it's just like, if I touch it, it just comes off. So I think that's the only way to kind of prevent that. I'm just using my MAC translucent powder, and I'm just going to grab like a big fluffy brush and just like lightly pelt my face. Pat. My skin is dry to normal, so I feel like me making such a big emphasis with it like sliding and feeling oily is because this never happens on me. Even I sometimes add oil to my foundation and it still doesn't quite feel this slidey and kind of weird. The fact that this is $39, I feel like there are so many better foundations out there for about $40, including that if you need the primer with this, I think the primer is also about $40, so you're out $80 on your foundation and primer. Even drugstore foundations, $10, much better in this so far. I'm still going to leave it on, see how I feel about it in a couple hours. As far as the LipSense goes, I mean, it definitely doesn't come off. The lip gloss comes off, but the actual color does not come off. I don't feel like really LipSense makes claims that they don't keep to, because I really do feel like it's probably not going to come off. It really did feel like it kind of cemented to my lips, which is kind of scary, or good, I guess, whichever way you want it. So to my knowledge, when you buy LipSense, you also basically have to buy like the matte top coat or the glossy top coat, and each of those are about $20, so you basically need the whole system for $40. I also feel like that's a bit overpriced. Like I just said, LA Splash, although I haven't tried them in years, so if you've tried it recently and they came off easily, when I tried them years ago, they didn't come off. I'm pretty sure that each of those are like $12-ish, a lot cheaper, and you don't need to like put multiple coats on. I'm going to keep this on, and I will check back in with you guys before my day ends. Just for reference, it is like 10:06 for me right now. Yes, 10 p.m. I know. So I will see you guys in a bit. Hey guys, so sorry I look like a mess right now. It is 2:19, so it's been on for like 4.5 hours. Not the longest wear test ever, but I tried. Overall, I actually feel like the foundation looks better now than when I put it on. I feel like it's almost faded. As far as the lipstick goes, the gloss actually wore off rather quickly, and I did reapply after I wiped it and tried to show you guys. I would say within like an hour and a half to 2 hours, and I just left it after that. And honestly, my lips feel so dry. I feel like they're almost like wrinkling. Like the color is still on, but I just don't think that I would ever willingly ever put alcohol on my lips. I didn't realize that. I'm pretty sure that this is like the first or second ingredient is alcohol in this to get it to like dry down, and I'm not about putting alcohol on my lips, which is why it burned so bad. I also looked a little bit more into each of these companies, and as far as Younique goes, I didn't realize, but you actually only get about 0.7 ounces of product, and it is $39 or $40. I'm just gonna call it $40. And a standard foundation usually has 1 ounce, so that is a lot less. You're paying so much money. I would say it is 100% not worth it, and the product isn't great, the value isn't even good, and I feel like it's harder to buy. And no offense to anyone that has an MLM or is part of that type of thing. As far as the LipSense, I think if you don't care about the alcohol or the burning on your lips, I don't think it's a bad product. I think if you need it to last a really, really long time, it might work well for you. Personally, it's just not something that I need or really want. I'm fine reapplying my lipstick and kind of making it look new, and like, I feel like even though the color is still definitely there, I just feel like at this point my lips look almost like crusty because they've been so dry. So obviously I don't have the remover for this, so I'm just going to try to take it off with this makeup wipe. It's coming off in like crumbles. I didn't realize that I picked like a color so close to my actual skin tone that it's kind of hard to tell if it's on or off. It's actually coming off though. I was sort of under the impression that it only worked if you took it off with like the remover, but when I had seen someone review it, they couldn't even get it off with a makeup remover, and that's why I mentioned it earlier, that scared me. But since it does come off, that makes me feel a lot better about it. Overall, like rating the Younique foundation for like price and how it works, I would give the Younique foundation like a 2 or 3 out of 10. I would give the LipSense, it's not for me because I don't want it to last 12 to 24 hours, but it does stay really well. My only thing is that alcohol and the fact that that really did burn my lips. I would give it like a 5 or 6 out of 10. I don't think it's a bad product, but I also feel like it's also a bit pricey, that you need, you know, like the top coat and the color. But that is all I have for you guys today. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a like, and I hopefully will see you in my next video. Bye! Before you go though, let me know how you like the new background and the camera quality. I really hope that you guys like it. I'm always trying to improve, and so I feel like this just gives a whole like kind of nice vibe. I don't know. Let me know. Bye guys.